called in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick,
David,
we skipped last week.
did we?
We did.
Oh, look at us
That happens.
falling off.
Sometimes we got other shit going on.
To say, our schedules don't always match up.
They don't. So we're back this week. We have an in-studio guest who we've had before, Mr. Steve Osborn. He's got some exciting news if you're friends with him or you're married to him. So this episode we're going to talk about jobs because him and I are similar in our companies because we've been with them for over 20 years and don't always feel as valued as maybe we should. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Red Bull Zero. It's zero sugar, zero stuff, with monk fruit extract.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if we've said it, but come to find out, I have a potassium issue. So most energy drinks have potassium in them, so like that's what gives me huge stomach problems.
Okay.
I found that I don't have acid reflux. I don't have issues.
With that one,
This is just great.
Good.
So we found something.
glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm just going with Mountain Dew Zero.
Mountain Dew Zero.
I'm not. I drank a lot yesterday.
Too much party last night?
Yeah, my wife turned 50 yesterday. We had a great time. I spent the entire day in the pool with a drink in my hand, so it was pretty good.
The man keeping us up, though.
Oh yeah. Can you adjust the camera a little bit, maybe, or
Yeah, we can.
or have Steve move over a little bit because I got the we can only see his arm.
That's okay with us. It's just another pretty face.
So Steve, what are you drinking? I think you're keeping up the Bucks and Brews portion of the show for us tonight.
Yingling Flight.
Yingling is now available in Michigan. It hasn't been for years and years.
And now it is.
And they finally brought it here. I enjoyed the black and tan, but the Flight's not bad. It's like the, I have to go to my Budweiser, so it's like the Michelob of Yingling.
They make one of the most disappointing beers.
Who?
Yingling.
What's that one?
That Hershey's one.
Oh gosh,
It was supposed to be like the Samuel Smith organic chocolate stout, and it's just not good. Like it doesn't have any real chocolate flavor, if you ask me.
Sure.
So that's my bitch.
Yingling Lager is the best beer made. So
Nick's running away.
Next-
Lager.
yeah, they're regular lagers. They're regular beer.
Right on the tap, right from Pennsylvania.
Oh, Nick's moving the camera.
Hey, if our guests want it, we do it.
That'll be fine. All right, so Steve, you've been with your current company for over 20 years.
Almost 23.
Yeah, I get that because I'm at 23 right now. And I know you've been looking on and off for a little bit here, but not. I don't know if it was very serious you leaving until obviously most recently.
The first of the year.
Yeah, it got real serious,
Yep.
real fast.
Quickly.
We're not going to mention any company names, but kind of walk me through kind of, the idea of, hey, I've been here for 23 years, but it's time to move on.
So the company I work for almost 2 years ago.
Your son's on, by the way.
Yeah, I sent it to him. They consolidated two of our facilities
Mhm.
and put us together in a different location, which is 32 miles away from my house.
Okay.
Um,
I assume makes your drive longer.
Yep. And I got to contend with the S-curve every day, which is horrible.
Mhm.
The company that I'm going to is 11 miles away from my house. Both are union jobs. One union that I've been a member with for a long time is everybody thinks is a strong union, but it's not. The company I'm going to, their union package is way better. I mean, it's ridiculous. And the company that I work for has changed their management style. Instead of having one person in charge of a facility. They have one person in charge of sales, which I mean, there's a lot of companies that are going to this, I believe. You got a sales guy, you got uh, operations and delivery guy, and then you got your warehouse. You know what I mean? It's like it's three people and nobody takes accountability. So in order for me to make sense of all this, my wife gave me the best thing, the best, I guess, word ever is, or words ever are, there's no head of the snake. All these problems have to fall into one person. It's not that way anymore. And if you go to your boss or your boss's boss and you bring this up and they say, well, if you're not willing to accept these changes, it's time that you find something different. And instead of changing things and fixing things, you just should quit. So, and they changed my pay structure 3 years ago. My job was a commission job, and they changed it to hourly. And my average work day was 6.32 hours a day. Well, when you're commission, that's great. You make, I mean, our vacation time was based on our average hourly. My average hourly was incredible. Now that I'm hourly, and I'm not, I can't be, I want to say your typical union employee, but I can't milk it. I can't. I mean, to me, that's wrong. It's stealing company time, and I'm not wired that way. My son also works for the same company, and he's not wired that way either. He gets in, gets his stuff done, and gets back. So the place I'm going to, I'm starting $1.30 less an hour. So let me back up. So being a union employee where I'm at right now, Joe Blow off the street, day one, starts making the same wage that I make at almost 23 years. But they make more because they can't do their job as efficiently as I can. And they work, because I mean, they work 60 hours a week. I work 32. So they make more money than I do.
Yeah.
I work for a global corporation. I don't use their insurance because the place that I'm going to, which my wife also works at there, they're a big company, but they're not a global corporation. And my wife's family used to own a grocery store in a small town, and the grocery store's insurance was better than a global corporation's insurance. So I haven't used my company's insurance in a long time.
I mean, that checks out though.
Right. David works for an insurance company and has shitty insurance.
My benefit package isn't great, but they'll tell us how great it is. And I mean, we've been through it.
So, but the employment
Bill likes Drew.
That's the other employee. But the employer that I'm going to, the benefits there, I mean, which one do I start? So, I mean, they don't have a 401k, they have a 401a, which is an employer funded retirement. They'll contribute $12,000 a year into a 401. That's union employees where I'm going, which I will be. The company provides their medical insurance, no cost to me, for me and my family. And union dues where I'm at right now are $75 a month. Where I'm going, they're $55 a month. But when I pay my $55 a month, the company dumps $65 a month into an HSA or a health savings account, which rolls year to year. And I mean, it's just the physical work I'm gonna do is way less. I mean, I have a very physical job now, and it's just to me, it's a better opportunity. It was such a tough thing to go from where you're comfortable and in interviewing. I haven't interviewed in 23 years.
Yeah.
I was terrified. I mean, I'm a pretty confident person. I mean, I've coached for a long time. I'm not afraid to talk to people, but walking in that room, sweating.
Well, you've had those interviews.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have, especially recently.
Well, and you turned down a coaching job because of your job situation.
Because I wasn't sure if my job was still going to exist, and I couldn't, with a clean conscience, accept a job where my job would change in March, which is when tryouts are for high school softball. I'd do all the winter workouts, get to March and have to step down, and you don't get paid to the end of your coaching year. So I would have put all that work in for nothing.
Yep.
It's not true. I get paid every 2 weeks.
Shut up.
I really do. This is a thing. Yeah, I get paid every 2 weeks.
That's and
It's
the first 2 years, mine was the end of the year, and then it went to one in April and then one at the end of the year.
oh no,
And Yost is the same way.
really? I say my other coaching positions have all kind of been that same as well. But this one that I work for now, yep, I get paid on the 8th and the 23rd of the month.
That's not normal.
For 4 months. I have $1.87 in my pension going for it. Say, yeah, you get like 57 cents a year or something for my little position.
I never got any retirement either.
Well, that's the hardest thing about where I'm leaving is I have a good pension.
Yeah.
I actually made calls this week about my 401k and my pension, and it's not it's through the company I work for, but it's at Fidelity.
Sure.
And what happens is that freezes until I turn 65. I can roll it if I want to, but I'm just going to leave it where it is. And when I'm 65, it'll be a decent chunk.
Can you explain what a pension is for listeners that we have that will never know one? Because I don't have one.
Well,
I'll never have one.
It's your retirement. I mean, most companies have gone away from that, and they've all gone to matching at 401ks for the most part, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know because I've been at the same place for so long.
They have.
Well, but a pension is company paid, right? They put in a certain amount, just like what you're doing
Yep.
for your 401a. But the company puts in, they invest, and they offer you basically a guaranteed retirement, just like a 401k. But it's paid for by the company itself.
So in order to collect the whole thing, you have to be fully vested, which the company that I'm leaving, I was fully vested after 5 years.
Oh wow!
And then once you get to, what was our last contract? Once you get to 20 years, there's a multiplier. And then it multiplies until 30 years, and at 30 years it stops.
Okay.
So essentially they want you to work 30 years and out.
Mhm.
But I mean, unless you have a government job, and I mean like cops, and I mean, if you work for
Teachers and
teachers have it too. But most companies do not offer benefit or pensions anymore.
It wasn't cost effective for them as
No.
far as they were concerned because they were just giving up too much of their money.
I mean, one of the jobs that I applied for was the road commission, which is a government job, but they match it like 12%, which is unheard of.
sure, that's huge.
And like I've taught my kids. I mean, start out dumping in the max you can into your 401, especially because they're going to give you free money up to a certain percentage.
Yeah.
So you're young and you can work a ton of hours. Dump as much in there as you can. I mean, you've done it with Caitlin.
I have. She's got investments all over, but like my company when I got hired in was a 100% match up to 5%. So if I put in 5, they put in 5.
Yeah.
Now it's a 50% match up to 2%. So if I put in 4, they'll put in 2. That's it.
Well, and like Drew just asked about the newer guy's pension. 3 hiring classes after I got hired there, gone 401ks.
Oh, they don't have pensions.
Nope.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's a rough one. And it's companies wanting to, take the money for themselves.
Yeah, they don't.
So-
They're not. There's no vested interest for them anymore in doing that because so many people have gone away from it. So
So this is, I mean, you're right. We're gonna call it out. You're old as crap. It's sick. No, but really, like I'm 37. You're
50. I'll be 53.
right. You're 53. So you're in older parts of life. I mean, in theory, you are 10 years away from being retired, right? This is, for a normal person. How do you take and say, hey, I want to change my whole entire daily routine to a whole new company? Like, walk me through that. Like, I get the frustration, but like, I emotionally, you have to be going through a bunch of things. How do you have this conversation with your spouse? How do you do this?
So part of the thing, like I said, I'm going to work for the same company my wife does.
Yeah.
She's
She's gonna be your boss. It's
no,
gonna be good.
she's an admin, so she's inside, and I'm not going to be inside. I'm going to be out doing things, and um, so after years, and I mean years of the company that I work for not listening to their employees, and let's have these meetings and try to fix it, and nothing gets changed, and it's just talking to a wall. I mean, and then finding out that the job that I do now is probably going away. Their next contract's up in September of 2027. I'm 95% sure. And this was a hard thing for me too, because when we did the first change, the the more senior guys, their jobs went away and the company bought them out.
Mhm.
Okay.
If I would have stayed, the union would have made them buy me out.
Yeah.
And that's hard because I mean that's free money to me.
Yeah.
And it's just the disgust of the management, and because my son works there, I can't advance because my next job would have been
His boss.
well, not his boss, but part of the management. There's three bosses. There's 42, I think, employees in my department. So it's happened at the place that I work now a bunch of times, but now all of a sudden they won't let that happen. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't be his direct report. But and they said, well, if everybody else is gone, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because I'm harder on him because he has my last name,
Most people won't.
but I will,
Right.
and they know that. And you know, the whole process is I until shoot probably what's today Wednesday
Wednesday.
until Monday. I
2 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so there's a part of me that's sad. There's a part of me that's happy and excited. There's a part of me that's terrified.
Oh yeah.
I'm walking away from something I've done. So my children and my wife have never known me as anything but an employee of this company. And it's just that's I lived it. I mean, I crapped the not crapped
Yeah.
it, but you know what I mean? I bled for that company.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 shoulder surgeries I've had because of this company.
Oh wow.
Broken fingers. I blew my calf out. I mean, it's a very physical job, and the actual term that they use for us and what we do is um, occupational athletes.
Okay.
A lot of injuries, but it was a tough decision for me, and me and my wife we sat down and had many conversations because I'm a grumpy ass where I work now.
Mhm.
Because I'm the old guy and I've been there for a long time, and I was a union steward for a little while, and I'm a very transparent person. I speak my mind. She's like, you can't be that guy here because this is where I work too. And we had a lot of discussions about it.
Well, and there's definitely pros and cons. One, you've seen the treatment of your wife, right? And so she seems to talk good of the new company. You've seen the impact on her life versus you having to go in. But like at least she's honest with you. Hey, you can't be this way because it represents, and that's got to be hard on that relationship aspect of things, right?
Well, and that's one of the things we talked about because we can ride to work together if we want. And I said no.
No.
And I'm not being rude. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to be together a lot. That's
Oh, are you going to see each other quite often?
no, not a lot, but
Enough.
and like you were talking about functions. I've been going to these functions for 5 years.
Sure.
And she was the admin and accounts. She does accounts receivable, accounts payable stuff.
Sure.
She did it at this facility, and she was at another facility. So we got to go to the Christmas parties and events, and it's just such a. If you went to an event where I work right now,
Yep.
or where I'm leaving, it's everybody that's there. It's negative. It's just such a. I mean, golf outings. Unless they're drunk at a golf outing, it's just negative, negative, negative. Everything that I see at the place that I'm going, where she works, they love it, and they're a big company, but each branch, this is my view, each branch is run like a family-owned business.
Sure.
They care about their employees. And I've talked to her boss a million times. Her boss is the branch manager. That's who she reports to.
Okay.
I've talked to him a million times. I mean, I know a lot of people that work at this place.
Sure. And it's good to have, I say David hasn't left, but like, it's the same as leaving coaching, right? I mean, you talk about, hey, your sadness, you know, I went through the exact same thing, losing my job, right? I lost it / chose give it legally. The legal description of my job is I was terminated. So I should be clear about this, right? I gave my 2 weeks notice. They said you can't use 2 weeks of vacation to fulfill your employment. They officially terminated me. So right, I attempted, it's like I quit. You can't. You're already fired, right? And so it was like, and then I took the firing. I took it like a champ and got all my unemployment money. So, and they took $6 an hour from me, which is legal for me to get unemployment because they can't deduct pay and stuff like that. But so anyway, that being said, but like I every Friday went out with the gang, right? Because I only worked with 11 guys, right? And 5 of us would go to the bar every Friday. It was a joke. 1:17, I'll see you at Brands, right? I get out at 1 o'clock, 1:17. There's going to be a beer ready for me. And I did this I worked there for 10 years, we probably did it for 6 years in a row, right? I mean, 48 out of 52 weeks. I promise you we were there, right? And so then that first week you're like, oh, hey, and then just it kind of goes, you don't see your friends. I mean, they are right. We hung out outside of work. We did things, and to lose the guys that you've known, right? I mean, I tell everybody, when I work a job, I was like, look, I'm so busy in life. I don't even get this. When I see my wife, sure, we're laying next to each other, sleeping for longer than 8 hours, but like we're not talking, we're not having a normal conversation. I'm working with you and actually interacting with you for 8 plus, here I was working 10, 12 hours a day. Like more than half of my life I spent with these guys because I'm there every single day. And so now, you're not going to have those same guys. You have to build new relationships. And for you, you're going into a new job. I went off on my own and it's very lonely, right? Because I'm a social person, but um, you've built relationships, so having that is kind of nice, right? Like, hey, I already know who this boss is. I know a little bit of things, but getting to that, it's gotta be worrisome. I mean, it's a whole new atmosphere. You know what you can get away with currently.
A lot.
Right. Well, it's like, the fun thing about a union is, right? Like, you can get away with quite a bit.
Well, and I mean, I was the voice for that for a while because the guys that I work with, they're
They're
not.
scared.
Yeah, I'm not.
Right.
Bring it.
That's how you talked about interviewing. When I walked in for my coaching job, I was like, I didn't say, hey, I don't need this. I just said, I want this. This is what it is. This is who I am. If you want to give it to me, that's amazing. But if you have somebody else that's better qualified, better this,
Have at it.
please do it, right? Because I only want what's in the best interest. And of course that's me. But that being said, like when I walk into an interview now or whatever, which I don't, but it's just, hey, I don't need you, right? And most people need their job. Most people need that. And it's like,
When you got fired, that's what we talked about.
Yep.
The problem with you is you didn't need the job, and you made that very well known. And they had a big issue with that.
Yep.
I mean, you'll hear this a lot, especially with the return to office mandates that all these stupid fucking companies are going back to, because I hear this at mine too.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to get back in and see everybody again. We're not friends, motherfuckers.
No.
We're not friends. I don't need to see any of you ever.
Yeah,
We do a job. That's it.
like what I do. I go to work, grab my stuff, and I go do my job.
Yeah,
I don't see anybody.
you're on the road.
And it was really kind of cool because Tuesday, 'cause I'm burning all my. So you were talking about vacation time.
Yep.
So in our contract it says, okay, now it says,
Yeah, but you can only catch
vacation time is accrued.
Yep.
So when I first started there, for the first year, I did not have 1 day paid off until I worked there for a year. Now, after their 90 days, they get a week.
Sure.
Well, so all of us old people, we accrued our vacation time
Yep.
in the first year that we didn't get it. That's the way I see it. And I thought about getting the union involved and causing this big stink, and I'm like, okay, so personal time is not accrued. That's just handed
Yeah.
to you. So I work Monday. So my next week we have President's Day off.
Okay.
I'm using a personal day on Tuesday, personal day on Wednesday. I'm working Thursday, Friday. Friday's my last day.
Okay.
So I didn't work today.
Yep.
I didn't work Monday, and it's really hard for me because like I've run my Thursday and Friday route, Granville, Jenison, Huntsville, everything
Yep.
around the mall, everything out in Granville, Jenison, all that area, and I'm those are next week Thursday and Friday. Those are the two areas that I've been in the most.
Yep.
I'm literally going. I think my son might be going with me, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to say goodbye to my people.
Sure.
And Tuesday I did that. Tuesday I had some really good relationships on my the area I'm in Tuesday, and I said goodbye to people because I won't be there next Tuesday.
Right.
And one of the ladies made me a sandwich. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the relationships that I had. But I'm leaving a ton of vacation, a ton of personal time to no personal time until my 90 days. Then I get 40 hours of personal time.
Sure.
After a year, I get a 40 hours of vacation time, 40 hours personal time, but I can use it, I believe, hour by hour.
Sure.
Where I used to work, vacation time, they just changed it at our last contract. If you're 20 years or 15 or 20 years or above, one of your vacation weeks you can break up into days. The rest of them you have to use a week at a time.
Oh, really?
That's
dumb.
It used to be, well, you get personal time,
Okay.
but
That's
personal
Michigan law now is
Well-
you get personal time 48 hours.
well, that hasn't really kicked in yet. That kicks in the next. It's everybody's got to implement. Well, for us, it doesn't kick in until our next contract because we have a contract. But and there's a weird word for it, and you can call and use whatever you want, whenever you want. And if you don't use it, they have to. I think they have to pay you for it.
Okay.
Okay.
But the it used to be because we were a sales gig. If you took vacation, because they had to get someone to cover your sales route, or-
Yeah.
then you had to take a full week off.
Okay.
But they just changed it as an incentive to stay there longer. That 15 to 20 years, I forget what it is because I'm over that. But you get one of your weeks you can break up in individual days. Personal days are all personal days, but her personal time or the personal time I'm getting, I can take a half a day.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't do that before.
And you have an appointment, you can take a couple hours.
Right. And that's what they told me. They're like, it's such a relieving, like talking to my boss. I went there to sign my job offer letter.
Yep.
And just talking to him and all the guys in the department that I'm going to work in, and it's just such a relaxing. They're like, if you need this, do it.
Yeah, say go take care of the things that you need to, and that's a company like that. My boss at Gems X, right? He was like that. It was always funny because a lot of us were baseball guys, and so it was, hey, if we get everything done by 10, because here I was working at 3 o'clock in the morning, I work till 1. If we get everything done by 10, can we take a half day and go watch baseball? We knew going in he had a 50-50 shot, right? And so a lot of times he's like, yes, but make sure you're set up for this and we'll get the rest of it covered. So 3 of us would just leave and go watch baseball for a half day. And it was like we could take a half day and just go enjoy ourselves. Well, technically, so from 3 to 10, that's like 5 hours. So we'd only have to use 3 hours of vacation time. So then we'd save up.
Like you were talking about Fridays, you guys would go to the bar.
Yeah.
We used to, before this whole merge that they did.
Yeah.
Fridays would be at Gipper's, or there used to be a bar called the Blue Moose. It was on Cascade Road.
Okay.
There's a pile of guys that would go there all the time.
Yeah.
And now that it's
Merged.
we went from 20 employees to 42, and it's just such a. I mean, where they moved to, there's really nothing there,
Oh, sure.
and it just. I mean, the feeling of the camaraderie, I guess, is gone, and it's sad. And where I'm going now, they go to Woody's afterwards. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they do stuff together
They
and
enjoy hanging out with each other.
like my wife, obviously she's part of the front end crew of people, and they do team building stuff. Like once a month they'll go
Here.
somewhere, You know what I mean?
Break room therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, I get that because in my normal full-time job, obviously, I don't want to spend time with most of those people. We don't know each other. You're not my friend. I mean, I have some friends at work and I do hang out with them. But for the most part, you know, we're colleagues, we're not friends. And I approach it that way. Break room, on the other hand, we very much enjoy each other's time. So we do stuff together. I mean, we took them all to a Whitecaps game and rented out an area last year and had an absolute blast. Some of them like baseball, some of them don't, but they just had fun hanging out with each other.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, I talk to nowadays. I think I talk to 4 or 5 people. One of them's my kid.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't respect my bosses because one of them has never done my job. One of them has done my job, but they're all like the management is just so spineless and nobody stands like.
Mhm.
If a boss walks by you and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, there should I don't want to call it fear, but there should be a little holy crap. I gotta they don't matter.
So we have all these town halls at work now, right? And I wasn't in yesterday because my wife turned 50. Happy birthday to my wife. Um, and they had one of these. So I'm looking through the comments this morning when I log into work, and somebody had posted in there, you know, make sure you keep everything respectful. Because the last time we had one, it got spicy in there. Like they were calling management out on things. And when I see that you have to type that in there, all I'm seeing is, yeah, you don't really want to be called on anything. You just want everybody to just sit there and go, yeah, you're doing great stuff. And sometimes you're just not. Sometimes there are grievances to air out, and you need to listen to that because it's the only way to get better.
Well, and that's the thing that I am where I'm leaving is
Thanks, Jeff.
I am the guy that sits in a meeting and says, so they took our payroll lady out of our facility. She runs 6 facilities. Now they gave us an app and you guys have to monitor your payroll. I sat there, this was like 2 weeks ago, and I said, so let me get this straight. You're eliminating a position, saving money, but you're asking me to do more work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to make sure your check's right. Well, I do. I double check her anyway.
Yeah.
But that's her responsibility.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to deal with that.
So I was on vacation last week and I used this app to put it in, and they bid out all this stuff for these apps and they go with the shittiest, cheapest one that they can.
Of course.
So I submitted this thing 3 different times. The last time I submitted it, sitting next to my boss. I got on our company app and I can view my paycheck. Wednesday it'll show me what because I check my paycheck every Wednesday to make sure it's there. And the only paycheck that's in there is from 2/6. So my vacation didn't go through. And I'm leaving. I mean, I'm working for 4 more days.
Yeah.
And next Friday I'm done. I want that check. I want that check by itself. I don't put it on my other check.
No, because they're going to tax it
shit
more.
out of it. When I said, you're either going to rectify this or you're going to rectify this, I'm going to leave quietly, or you're going to make me fight for it and I'm going to raise hell.
That's in their best interest.
And they know that.
Yeah. It's in their best interest to get it taken care of.
Because my boss should have called me this morning and said, hey, I got a hold of her and she didn't get through and you got to fill out the stuff. And nope, I checked it myself and I knew when I checked and it wasn't there, he didn't call me because he's terrified to tell me that.
So I want to pivot a little bit. I want to ask this question. So you went in and gave a 2-week notice, which is, customary for people to do, but a lot of people are not doing that anymore. They're just like, I'm out. How was your 2-week notice met?
So I went into, I was transparent with my direct boss that the one that did my job for a little while. I'm very transparent. I told him, I've sent my resume and applications to 5 different places. I'm interviewing. When I got my second interviews, I told him, and I didn't give him my 2 weeks until my drug screen, background check, and physical were done. And I got an email saying, congratulations, your start date is this.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Friday. So I called him Friday and told him that my last day was going to be February 20th. He's like, I saw this coming. He knew. If there was a shot, I'm gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
He told his boss, who runs 4 facilities, and knows me very well because we've had a lot of conversations. And he just said, "Oh, okay." You have a 23-year employee leaving. Your response is, "Okay." And then I asked, because they used to do exit interviews. I said, "When's my exit interview?" And they said, "No, we don't do that anymore."
Because they don't want to know.
Exactly. The funniest thing to me is, in my wife called me out on a little bit, because I mean I've talked about leaving for a long time, so I cried wolf a little bit. All the guys that I work with that are, I don't want to say beneath me, but seniority wise they are. You haven't left yet. You've given your 2 weeks. You haven't left yet. If they don't believe me, then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm fucking leaving.
Well, and we have a comment on here from Jeff because, of course, Jeff watches us. Shout out to him. He goes, "Why should I have to give a 2 week notice? They're not going to give me a 2 week notice when they fire me." And that's how a lot of
That's the new
people
mindset.
look at it now. They're like, you know what? If you fire me, you're walking me out that day. You're not giving me 2 weeks to try and figure shit out. So I don't owe that to you. And honestly, you don't owe it to them. You do it because you want to leave in a good way and possibly use them as a job reference, or you're a person of integrity. Because we talk a lot because, we can. You're done working by 11 o'clock. So you got three, if you were going to practice or games and
I got
you had
hours.
3 or 4 hours that, and I'm working from home. So you can talk to me on the phone while I'm working. And I can get shit done, like I'm talking to anybody. But regardless, when you showed up on, what day did you work? You worked Tuesday?
Yeah.
How was that met?
So back up to Saturday.
Sure.
So I posted something on Facebook about, hey, after 23 years, I just, put that out there. So there's a lot of people that don't know. And there's a lot of people, I mean, because of what I do, I know a lot of people. I come in contact with a lot of people. It was kind of cool because the guy that interviewed me when I got this job that I'm leaving, he called me. The HR lady that actually hired me, who isn't there anymore, she called me. 5 of my former bosses called me. One of them is one of your people. He's in Chicago visiting his daughter. And he sent me a text and said, "When I get back in town, we're gonna have a talk." The guy who was our facility manager, he was our facility manager when I was hired here. Then then he was running 4 states. He retired about a year ago. He owns a really cool bar down on Wealthy called the Gray Rabbit. He said Friday the 20th, I want you to come down there and have a beer with me. Because we always, I mean, but like it was kind of cool because a lot of my former customers, I mean, they commented on my thing and they're losing a great person, and I met you through that. I met my wife
Doing this job.
through my job.
Yeah.
I mean, I say this. I mean, I have 3. I mean, I have 4 kids. You know that.
Yeah.
I've created 3 of them, and I mean, I met my wife and my daughter doing this job, and there's some of the guys that I work with that, we want to send you out properly. I'm like, I just want to quietly write off. You know what I mean? I don't want a big to do. I'm done. And I've been done. And you know this. I've been mentally checked out since, well, for sure the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
But I mean, since this merger, I've been looking, and it's finding the right fit, or trying to find the right fit. In doing what I'm going to do, it's more about my longevity. Like I said, 3 shoulder surgeries since 2007. I mean, I want to find something where I can just kind of exist. And my wife's like, you got to remember, you talk to someone at work for 5 minutes every time you go somewhere. You're going to be working with people all the time here. And I can do that. But like I told her, I said, this is a whole different mentality for me because the last probably almost 10 years, it started to decline. My tolerance, I guess.
Sure.
I'm starting over with a whole new group of people. I'm excited about that because I know a lot of them, and I know a lot of them from, going to a Christmas party or like
Right.
5 minutes interaction. But it's just going to be so much less stress because the position I'm taking is they consider it an entry level position. They're like, well, there's opportunity for you to go into sales or no. I want to do this and ride it out for 10 years. And that might sound dumb,
Mhm.
but physically, I've killed myself for 23 years. It's time not to.
Mhm.
So I want to talk about how to find a job, right? I mean, I hear a lot of people like when you're older, people don't want to hire older people. Like, so how do you? I mean, did your wife tell you this job was open? Like,
So the
you,
guy that had this job before me, he was a mechanic at the place that I'm going to.
Yep.
And he had this job, and she was telling me about this job. I mean, part of his responsibility is mowing the lawn.
All right.
you do that at home for free.
Hang on.
Time out.
Hang on. What some people may not know about Steve, which Nick also doesn't know, is Steve, what is your college degree in?
I was a golf course superintendent. I sold golf course fertilizers and chemicals. And my side hustle for the last, I mean, I've done it. I put in 11 lawns. Put in a lawn last year that was the toughest thing I've ever done because of the weather. Um, I grow grass. I love it. It's like my I get home from work, I go out in my yard and do stuff. If someone needs help, I'm helping him
Yep.
fill in the side of his house.
That was the first thing I did when I had that flood issue last year is Steve came over and he's like, not this Steve, but Hendy came over and he looks at it and he goes, you need to build up this side of the house. I called you immediately and I'm like, how do I do this? And he's like, well, I'll take care of it.
I mean,
Perfect.
it's something that okay, you're gonna pave and mow your lawn. All right. In the wintertime, I shovel their sidewalk and I'm gonna drive a pickup truck around a brand new F-150 and I'm gonna plow their driveway.
Sure.
And that's fun to me.
Right.
So in I'm gonna run parts. I'm gonna run parts to maybe service techs, all their different facilities, pick up parts for their facility, bring it back. I mean, I'm not gonna physically kill myself every day, and that's what I do now. I mean, I don't. Let me rephrase that. I don't kill myself every day because I know how to do my job so well now that it's not like everybody's like, I don't know how you can do your job and you're still fat. Well, you do this for so long, and it's my everyday.
Right.
So I go to the gym after work.
Right.
And it's funny, like when I was interviewing for this job, I hope you don't have a problem getting up early. Well, what's early? He's like, well, your start time's between 7 and 8. I'm like, I get up between
In four right
yes.
Hey,
I
you
mean,
mean sleeping in? Yes, I have a hard time doing that.
well, I mean, sleeping in is on the weekends. I'm up at 5, 6
Right.
o'clock.
Gonna say.
But it's just it's and back to the finding. How do you find a job? I I was looking for things that were totally different than what I'm doing right now. I mean, I sent my resume into the Parks Department in Wyoming.
Sure.
I sent my resume into the Ottawa County Road Commission, the Allegan County Road, just things that are more up the alley of what I enjoy doing. Um, the reason, like, I sold fertilizer and chemicals for a company, and 9/11 hit, and so that it was the largest self-manufacturing fertilizer company in the world. Um, they've been bought like 3 times since I was gone, but so my older brother worked there, and it's generally golf course superintendents that transition into this job because you deal with golf course superintendents.
Sure.
9/11 hit, and all these restrictions went down on anything that had to do with urea. They eliminated 75 positions nationwide.
Jeez.
And so I had an agronomist because my older brother was a salesman for the same company. We had an agronomist, and he went to all of our courses if we had problems, and he diagnosed it, and so they eliminated his job. So them eliminating his job put him back in my job. So I they showed up on a Wednesday. I got done with my day. They showed up at our facility. They followed me to my house. They took my computer, which I mean, I understand that you're dealing with all that stuff. They want your technology, so you can't mess anything up.
Sure.
They gave me a year's severance. I had to sign a uh, non-disclosure because I can't for a year. I couldn't talk anything about them, otherwise I'd lose my severance. And sent me on my merry way that day. And it was the weirdest feeling ever because I mean I worked there for 4 years.
Mhm.
I was young. I had young kids or a young kid and one on the way. And I sat there and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And she looked at me, she said, they're paying you for a year.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Well, my entire life until that point, I'd worked in the golf industry. I hadn't had a summer vacation ever.
Mhm.
I took a month and did whatever I wanted. I played golf every day. And I mean, back then I made almost, I mean, this is 90 something.
Yeah.
And I was making almost $100,000 a year, and that was good ass money back then.
Well, yeah.
Now $100,000 a year is
It's
factory.
nothing.
It's a factory job.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
So, but I guess so you just sent your resume in
well,
to these places.
I got on uh what was it? I got on one of the government, so I sent it to the city of Kentwood. Um Somehow I got patched into this thing that they would just send me. I don't know, it wasn't Indeed,
Hmm.
but it, once you get on their list, like they sent me the HR lady from one of the places called or sent me an email
Mhm.
and said, "Hey, are you still interested in doing this?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not now."
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
once you get on these mailing lists, it's you just send your resume and most of them keep it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, but I looked on Indeed a little bit. Um, I put it out to, I mean, I have a bunch of buddies that work for all different outdoors type businesses. I mean, two of my friends used to work for the road commission. They quit. Um, in the Ottawa County, I drove down Chicago Drive and they had a flag outside the thing saying now hiring.
Sure.
And that was right before winter. But
Did you get an interview with them?
I did, but I didn't go because this had already gone down.
Okay. So, how many companies did you interview with before you took this one?
I had four, not counting this one. I had four phone interviews, which
Okay.
everything starts. The whole hiring process now is so weird to me because I'm old
Yeah.
and everything starts from the places that I've done it with. It starts with the phone interview, and that's usually with a talent acquisition team, or
Yep.
they all have different names.
Yep.
Then you go from that to a in-person interview, at least one. And then after that, it's just all sorts of computer stuff. Well, my computer's my phone.
Right.
My wife would have to bring her laptop home so we do stuff on that, and even the onboarding type stuff. Like my first day is in Novi, Monday the 23rd. That's my onboarding. But before I even had to do that, they sent me three different links. So one of them was this job bite thing that you go in, and then the other one is this I-9 thing. You go in and you got to list all your bank accounts because they don't want paper checks.
Sure.
So they want all your account information for your direct deposit to start day one, which that's great. When you got someone like me that doesn't work on computers all day long, that's terrifying to me because I mean, if I met my biggest fear all the time was I'm going to do this and mess this up and I'm going to lose this job. I mean, after that's why I waited so long to give my notice because I mean I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
it has to be solid that this is my job. And it was kind of funny because I was on vacation last week and before I got my official job notice, I got a text from the guy who's going to be my boss and he's like, "Give me your uniform size. I'm ordering your 11 uniforms." And I literally sat there for a second looking at him like, and I called my wife. I'm like, "How do I word this back to him that I haven't gotten an offer yet?"
Right.
So I said, "Hey, I don't know if I missed anything, but you're asking for my uniform size, and I didn't get a." He said, "Your job offer's coming tomorrow." You know what I mean? And I don't think they do that to everybody. I think they did it to me because they know me and my wife works there. So, but everything that they throw at you, all these companies, when especially old people that aren't technologically savvy, I guess, you throw me these links and I got to. Even like one of the links from the road commission they sent me was to set up my in person. And it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to do it on my phone because you got to turn your phone sideways because it's not wide enough. And it's, if I had a computer and used a computer, it'd be one thing. I don't do that crap.
Right.
If I'm coming to the road commission, I'm gonna plow snow in the wintertime. I'm gonna cut trees down and mow grass. That's what I like.
Right, that's what I do. I don't do computer.
No, I mean I can figure it out, but my wife's like, "Oh, this is gonna be so bad."
Well, and you get a lot of these jobs that want you to jump through hoops just to even apply. A lot of them use Workday now. You have to have a different Workday login for every fucking job. So when I'm looking for jobs, if they use Workday, I'm not applying. I don't have to have a new job. I can keep doing my job.
Sure.
So I'm not jumping through hoops to do this. If they give me an assessment test, I don't work for free. I'm not taking your assessment test.
Well, the coaching job that I interviewed for,
Yeah.
phone interview, 2 interviews. One was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I had to take a day off, and it was in front of the athletic director, principal, teacher, superintendent, and then I went from there to sit in front of a panel of 9 ball players who grilled me for an hour.
Is this
Like,
college or
It was high school, and I'm like, this is a more intense interview process than I went through to get my job. That's my career.
Right. You say the we talked about that, like the $4,000 paying high school job. You have to go through all that. Mine was way different. Mine was,
You want to do it?
hey, can you come in for an interview? 3 of the AD, because at the time there was 3 ADs. Tell us about yourself. What would you walk me through? Because bowling is a sport that if you know it, you know it. If not, like you have no knowledge, right?
Zero.
Right? These people are just bowling. All right, so you have a new bowler. How do you teach them? All right, well, and so you walk them through your process of what your coaching kind of looks like, right? Because that's what they want to hear is, can you actually get to the fundamentals and make this type of thing? Where for softball, it's way different. Softball is seen as an actual sport in schools, so
Bowling's an activity, is what
that's kind of it, right? Like,
Well, and you coached with me,
yeah,
and Steve watched me coach for many years, even before we really knew each other.
yeah,
And Steve was one of my loudest cheerleaders because he saw the work I put in and he knew what I worked with. And what got me that job was I went in there, I sat down with the AD and I said, listen, your kids don't know how to do the simple things. I teach the simple things. They're going to know where to throw the ball. They're going to know how to get in front of the ball. They're going to know to use 2 hands to catch. They don't do any of that shit.
right.
And until they learn that stuff, they're never going to be any good. And Steve would call me at times after I would play the school his kids went to
Yeah.
and go, yeah, one of the fucking parents said something. And I turned around and I said, you know how hard he works. Shut the fuck up.
Say, yeah, but so all right, so 4 interviews, 4 different jobs, and no offers from any of them.
No, because it didn't get that far. I mean, the job that I got, it's really weird. Like I came home from my formal interview, and I looked at my wife and I'm like, that was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever been through in my life. So the week before my interview was her company Christmas party.
Mhm.
Walked in there because I mean she's the admin. We get there early just to make sure everything they don't need help with anything.
Sure.
I walk in and the guy that's gonna be my job sitting there and he starts talking to me. He asked me a bunch of questions and he says, before we got done, he said, if you can pass the drug screen, I'm hiring you.
Okay.
I said, if you mean that, I'm taking the job. I walk in for my interview and I sit down and it's him right across from me, branch manager next to him, and the service manager next to him. I sit down and he looks at me and he says, I hired you last Saturday, so. And like I had to ask them questions because
Yeah.
they're like, it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. And
Now let me ask you, because so what types of questions did you ask them? Because now I'm curious.
so the first thing is, what are the hours?
Okay.
What does it pay?
Okay. We talked about okay.
I mean, what does it pay? And then because my wife knows a lot about the benefit packages because she hears those guys talking.
Sure.
So I had questions about that. I said, hey, Heather told me this, Heather told me, and she got her job there because one of our really good friends was a branch manager at a different one, and the store that her parents owned and her uncle owned, her uncle sold it. So my wife worked at the same place she was at for 30 years
Sure.
as a kid, all the way up until she was the office manager because her mom retired, and so she was in kind of a different situation, but kind of the same, where she's worked the same place forever and she's starting a new job and didn't know what the expectations were. And so it's great with her because she understands where I'm at and what I'm going through mentally. It's different because I'm choosing to leave. The company that right. So her family store was bought by Leppings, which is out of Belding.
Yep.
Her job was transferred to their corporate office in Belding. So they told her, you can be head cashier. She's like, no.
No.
So then this opportunity showed up for her, and from the first day she was there, I mean, there was a lot of stress because like her biggest thing is I wear the same clothes to work every day because they had a uniform at the store.
Right.
Now she's got to go buy clothes to wear to work.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is her company, like her boss buys, there's 3 or 4 girls that work there. She gets clothes all the time, like their company stuff. And I have 2 shirts. I mean, I wear them all the time right now. I mean, so I mean, the interview was just strange, and I wanted to know, footwear because
Steel toes are not, right?
steel toe, composite toe. Do I have to wear any of that stuff? Do I have to wear high vis stuff?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be around a lot of construction sites, I guess, or that type of stuff. I didn't. I mean, I asked about vacation stuff because I'm like, I'm leaving a lot behind to come to nothing. And the only real question that I got asked in that thing is, are you sure you want to leave a company you've been at for 23 years? And I didn't even hesitate, and I said, yes.
Let's say.
And that sounds bad, but
No, but
I once you get to that point,
well,
my mind was made up before I walked in there.
Yeah. And you have to have, right? I mean, have to figure out if they're setting you up for failure, right? They don't want you to come in with regret. But I say it's funny that because you asked the same questions. When I was looking for a new job, we've talked about it on air. It was a recruiter. They're like, he's prepping me to go through my interview. And he's like, all right, this is a really family company. It's all the red flags, right? Family-oriented company. They love to. They're a small family, independent, blah blah. He's like, all right, what questions do you have? And I was like, what's your 401k? What's my vacation? What's my pay? And he's like, well, and the guy's like, I'd stay away from those types of questions. And I was like,
why?
That's exactly what I asked. And he's like, because they're going to want to know what kind of a worker you are. And I was like, yep, that's their information they want to know. And I have questions about what I'm getting compensated for, how good of a worker I am. Right. And, so needless to say, that didn't go over very well, but, because I'm not taking a job because I love you. Right. I mean, sure, your wife got a job because her family owned the place. And yes, you have to do that. But no, if I'm going to go choose to trade my hours for dollars, let's talk about what.
Yeah, you want to know what that compensation is, because without the compensation, what the fuck are you doing it for?
You say.
And that's what a lot of these companies don't seem to understand. I'm trading a portion of my life, a portion I can't get back because it's time, for you to give me money so I can go do the shit I want to do.
Yep.
I'm not doing it out of kindness of my heart. I don't show up and do that because I just happen to like the work.
Right.
I like my job.
Yeah.
There are times I don't necessarily like the company, but I could do this job until I retire, and be perfectly fine doing it.
I say, like your job, I couldn't do. Like my wife.
No, you would go nuts.
It blows my mind. I can't do it. Right. For you, on the other hand, right? Like, I mean, okay, do I want to mow lawns? No, not really. That's not my passion. But I can understand. Hey, yeah, working for Wyoming Parks, right? Yeah, if I go drag a field and if I cut a lawn of a baseball field, it's way better than going to cut open lawn.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut the swing set area. I want to cut baseball.
The parks job that I was going to get was probably going to be Piney Park.
Oh, that'd be even better.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I mean, you coached there for many years.
Yeah.
Nick umpired there for many years.
Yeah. And so it's and Wyoming's so bad at getting back to people, or you just have to have like this ridiculous resume. But it's always funny because I see it and they'll hire like summer help or whatever, but it's always just, hey, my dad works there, and so their friends get these, and these kids just suck at life, right? And it's like, holy cow.
And their union.
Are they really?
Oh yeah.
It's like, how did you get this job? Like, dude, I could do your job better than you, and I don't even want to do this, right? But
So one more thing. Like
yeah,
I tell everybody, I don't hate what I do.
Yeah.
I hate who I do it for.
Right.
And my
you don't leave a good company, you leave a
bad management.
Right.
So the boss that I have that has never done my job, that I don't talk to because he doesn't know anything.
Right.
He came up to me Tuesday and he's like, so, I said, you know what? I'm not quitting my job. I said, I'm quitting you.
Yeah.
And he
Didn't go
no, he didn't. He's a 25 or 26-year-old kid.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He backs. I mean, I hate saying this because I'm kind of a bully, but I mean, I tell him how it is. I'm not afraid of him. The new guys, they don't say shit.
Yeah, they're trying to be buddy buddy with him, and
I don't need. They're not my friends.
Right.
I don't hang out with you. I never will.
Yeah.
All you do on a daily basis is make my job harder because you don't know how to do yours. And when you have problems, you call me to help you solve those problems, and that's not my job.
Right. No, call your boss and say. So, no, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that it's everything that you're hoping that it is. And it sounds like health wise, it's going to save you quite a bit. So, um, when that job becomes available, let me know. I'll take it over.
You know, if people have told me that, and it's funny because the guy that retired,
Yeah.
the first time I heard about this job, I'm like, I want your job when you quit or retire, and it was a joke.
Mhm.
And I was talking to my wife, and her boss came in, and they were planning his retirement party, which was the 31st of December.
Mhm.
And I said, "You retired?" She said, "He is." And I said, "Well, when can I apply?" And she looked at her boss and said, "How much does it pay?" He walked out of the room, like he raised his eyebrows, walked out of the room, went into his office. 2 seconds later, came back and told her, and I'm like, "It's $1.30 less than I make an hour."
Right.
And I'm gonna actually make more money because I'm gonna work 40 to 50 hours a week.
Right. And it's that you're going to be working longer hours, and um, there's an incentive. Say there's no incentive for you to get your job done faster or slower. They want you to work this, and you're going to continue to work, and there's always going to be work for you to get done.
Well, the job I'm leaving, I think we get a 1% increase every year,
Sure.
which whatever. It's like 30 cents.
Yep.
The only time that we actually get a raise is contract time.
Mhm.
This job, I believe I have an annual review, and I don't know because I haven't got to that part yet.
Sure.
Because my wife's non-union, she gets a raise every year.
Okay.
I might not, but I might.
Sure.
But there's a lot of little crazy things that go through my mind because, and I hate saying this, but because I'm good at my job, I've never had a review in where I work now because it doesn't matter.
Right.
You do your job and you get your job done every day, and they don't care. That's all they care about.
And set standard of what you're getting for money, right? I mean,
in this place, I'm like, okay, so I have 90 days to prove myself, and she keeps telling me, she's like, shut up. And that
for
goes
you,
through my
like
mind.
100%, I have to work ridiculously hard for 90 days for them to keep me on, right? I mean,
And the guy that's gonna be my boss, he's like, you'll be fine. I know what you do for a living now.
right.
And he's like, I know how hard you work because you're here. Like, I'll stop and bring her something, or I stop in there every once in a while, and it's just a good group of people, and you walk in there, it's comforting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's not just the people that are right there when you walk in. Everybody, I mean, they do cookouts. They have food trucks that come in there twice, and I know I know this part because my wife organizes this stuff.
Sure.
And it's just they just do things for their employees, and we have where I work, we have employee appreciation week.
Oh, a week.
Yeah, I don't go.
Shit.
I take vacation because I say this every year, and I've never been to it.
Yeah.
I've taken vacation since they started doing it. I said, all this is someone walking around taking pictures of all the stuff they're doing for everybody because it looks good. And you should appreciate me every week,
Right.
not just this one week.
Yep.
And I truly believe that.
Well, that's something I do with my wife, right? Like I do the opposite, right? So like if Valentine's Day is a thing, right? I don't get her flowers on Valentine's Day. You know when I get her flowers? I got her flowers 3 weeks ago. It had been a while because I was like, oh man, I haven't got my wife. But like I do it because I appreciate my wife and I don't have to have a day that tells me to do this, right?
You know what we're getting?
What's that?
Pizza party.
Can I go in for your place?
And after
My name's David.
after the pizza party, you can go to Gravity Bar and have happy hour. You motherfuckers do not want me around alcohol and any of you. Am I wrong?
I mean, they do want you there because they want you to be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't want to hear anything I'm going to say if I have a couple of drinks in me.
Right.
Forget it. That's bad.
Do you want me to go as you?
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want. I'm not fucking showing up.
This is gonna be great.
I keep getting invites and I decline every fucking. I'm not coming in for your food. I don't like any of you. And again, it's not that I dislike them. I don't know them. I don't want to. We work together. We're not friends.
Say, hey, do you want to go to a pizza party?
Sure, it'd be great.
All right, perfect.
You're Don, I'm David.
That's perfect. I'm in for this.
Say.
They don't let spouses come, but I have several coworkers that are also not going. We can let you be one of them. You can be Christy.
Are you sure they want me there, drunk?
I don't give a shit. We'll say.
Do you have employee numbers?
Probably.
You
You don't even know.
I don't know what the fuck they are.
It's funny, actually.
I just found my work badge like
Yeah,
4 or 5 days ago because I don't go into the office, so I don't need a fucking badge.
gotcha. Do you have an employee number where you are currently? So like I had one at Gentex, and it was funny because I used to always tell them, I was like, they have no idea my name is. They know I'm 27463, right? And that's so weird that I know that number, right? Because that's who I am to them, right? Number 27463, that's you. That's the thing.
Kristen says we have numbers.
It's so funny that I had to, I actually had a $13 check from 401k that was like outstanding. Like, hey, you have to verify this, and it was all set up through my work email, which I don't have anymore. And I'm like, can you verify your employee number? And I was like, 27463. I was like, holy crap. Like,
It just sticks.
that's how much, right? That's who I am as a person. It's the weirdest thing.
So I had this discussion, and you'll laugh at this. So my last name, Osborn.
Yeah.
In
Ozzy?
23 years, I've never been called anything but Ozzy at work.
Let's say.
I mean, to this point, we had an older guy, and I had to bring him some stuff, and they told him that Steve was bringing it. I showed up, and he's like, "Your name is Steve?" So this job, when they ordered my uniforms, he sent me a text, and he said,
What do you want your name to be?
"What do you want it to be, Steve or Ozzy?" And I said, "It's up to you." He goes, "Ozzy it is." Because they have 2 other Steves or whatever working there. But
Sure.
so now my wife's told me, she's like, "I will never call you Ozzy, ever."
That's fine.
But now they go into her office and call her Sharon because it's Ozzy's wife.
That's great.
So she's already pissed off about that.
Got up. Way to go. You haven't even started. You already fucked things up.
That's hilarious.
But it's, I mean, I already told my son, I said, I'm going to give you all my stuff. Like, I'm not kidding you.
Your
Because
tools and things.
No, clothing.
Oh.
I gave him, I took all the hoodies and jackets and like stuff that he can wear at work.
Mhm.
I had 2 stacks under my thing. I brought 4 full boxes of their clothing back Saturday, set it on the counter, and just, they're like, what the hell? I'm like, you guys, I mean,
What are you going to do with it?
I don't want this stuff.
Right. Well, it's funny because Gentex used to sell us shirts for $6, and I'm like, well, yeah, shit. Like this, you and I can't find shirts for $6. So I'm
Right.
like, yeah, sure. And I had a boss that worked at Steelcase when I worked at Steelcase. It was funny. He told me, he's like, I used to wear my Steelcase stuff with pride, and I was so happy to wear it. And he goes, now I wear it to go to restaurants, so that way they know I'm broke as shit, right? I was like, man, that makes so much sense, but and my Gentex stuff, it's all at Goodwill. Somebody probably has it now or whatever.
I can honestly say it was a very rare occasion that I wore something that
Company
had
rep.
any of the logos that my company that I work for now.
Yeah.
I never,
Yeah.
just at work.
No.
The company that I'm going to, I bowled in a t-shirt
Right.
Sunday in league that has their logo on it.
Yeah.
And I wear, And it's this is kind of global corporation. They buy us Gildan t-shirts. Which okay.
Sure.
The company that I'm going to, everything like I have a Carhartt that has their logo on it, a hoodie. I have a Champion quarter zip.
Mhm.
That's a sweatshirt but it's all good
Nicer
stuff.
material.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean a lot, but the
For
logo
me, if it fits, I'm happy as shit, right?
free.
Right.
But like it's just
You feel more cared about.
their logo isn't something that just goes and jumps out. It's really subtle.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It's gonna sound weird. I'm already proud that I'm gonna work there before I work there.
Sure.
And that in my brain tells me that I'm going to a place that I want to be.
Oh, that's great.
So when our parent company merged with another company, they decided to get everybody jackets,
Yeah.
and it's got the logo on it now. Because I don't work technically for that company, ours has our company logo on it because we're the only ones that are different. Fine, whatever. And I think they went up to a 2X.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, "What are you gonna do with your jacket?" I'm like, "I don't fucking fit that.
Right.
I wear a 4. Sorry, that doesn't do shit for me."
Right.
They're like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" I said, "I'm gonna get fucking extra large. I'm gonna hand it to my daughter. She's gonna put a patch on it over that bullshit that she wants on it, and she has a nice new jacket."
Yeah.
I used to always say to them, they used to give us t-shirts and all this stuff, and I'm like, these baby sizes, don't you have man sizes?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, mean that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a couple of big dudes that work there, and
Yeah.
you're giving me a medium.
Yeah.
Do you want me to wear that while I'm working? You don't want me to wear that. I'm gonna shoot.
Please hang out. So yeah.
It comes right below your nipples.
It's no, and that's it's good that you already feel cared about more. And as you said, you're going to be working 2 hours extra a day compared to what you are now, and so you won't see a pay difference, right?
No.
You're just gonna feel like you wish you were out of work 2 hours earlier.
And hopefully I'm not gonna wake up every morning and my first 10 steps are gonna be the most painful steps I've ever taken in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's been like my wife makes fun of me because I've been burning, the vacation that I can. So I used all my individual vacation days plus 1 week because that's what I'm allotted to where I'm going when I'm leaving. Plus all my personal. She's like, "You worked like 4 days this entire year so far," and I said, "I know it's great."
Isn't it great? Yeah.
In like my exit 2 weeks, okay, I'm gonna work 2 more days this week, which is tomorrow and Friday. Then I'm gonna work next Thursday and Friday. I mean,
And that's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
So we talked Friday night, and we're not going to get into that. But we have to talk about talking on Saturday morning. So I called you on Saturday morning. Steve, where were you when I called you on Saturday morning?
Oh, a bowling tournament.
He's drinking.
Insane.
I was at a bowling alley.
No, I called you after that.
I don't remember.
Weren't you ice?
Oh, I was ice fishing. Yeah,
Sorry.
I've been ice fishing a lot.
Yeah. I called him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm out ice fishing." I'm like, "That sounds horrible." He goes, "No, it's nice and warm in here." I'm like, "Still sounds horrible."
Last night, I was out on Gun Lake
Oh, were you?
all by myself.
Is it still frozen?
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
8.5 inches of ice out. There's a lot of ice.
It's supposed to be. This is our last horrible day, and we're
Yeah,
40s.
horrible day. It was 32 today.
It was cold.
Well,
No, it
wind
was
chill-
28 today.
The wind chill.
Yeah. And then-
Yesterday when I got up to Gun Lake last night or yesterday like 3 o'clock, I could have been in it was 42 degrees.
I didn't wear a coat. I say in Michigan we're crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it sounds like your wife's supportive. Your family is supporting it. That was my other question. So, you did say your wife works there. Are they going to pay you to not take benefits?
They pay for my benefits.
So is your wife going to not take the benefits?
They pay for her benefits too.
Okay, so even though she's not union, they pay for hers as well.
Yeah, because they pay for it's a family, like they pay for your family.
Yeah.
So I will sign up because you know how it is. If you have one person on there and you're paying the same,
Right.
so they cover that.
Like when I worked for Gentex, granted, they didn't pay for ours, but if both spouses work there, one of them if you didn't take benefits, they paid you $10 to not take the benefits.
They're paying for all my benefits. It's $360 a month. They're paying for all of it. So I'm thanks.
Yeah.
I mean,
And giving you an HSA.
Yeah.
So which is huge. So
$65 a month for nothing.
right.
For being a union employee.
Well, we talked about that. You can use that on any qualified medical expense.
Well, and I know that there's a guy that retired from there that didn't hardly use it at all.
Mhm.
And he's using it now that he's retired
Yeah.
to pay for his Cobra
Yep.
Yeah.
until it's gone.
And that's great. Like, smart guy. To say that, I mean,
Yeah, because Cobra's expensive
that's
as fuck.
yeah, that's a tip. That's a tip that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Didn't even think about that for the retirement episode.
Yeah.
And my wife she's like, I'm gonna get a raise. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm not paying $360 a month for insurance.
Yeah.
Right. And that, yeah, so, and that's, so
Yeah, because she pays for her.
she
insurance.
pays.
She pays for all of ours.
All right, and that's, so yes, so technically she'll, okay, so with yours, because you'll be union, she's not.
Right. So I will cover us. Well,
Yep.
I'll cover me, her, my almost 21-year-old and 23-year-old.
Yeah. Time to grow up and get your own. It is so funny. All right. Because I lived a whole different life than what I'm finding from even all my friends. Like, back in my day, you had to go to college or have your own insurance. That's the only way you could stay on your parents' insurance
Yeah.
for a
Yep.
little
But they
bit.
did away with that with the Affordable Care Act.
Yep. And then, but like, my friends were married and still under their parents' insurance until they were 26. This is just insane.
I kept Caitlin on until I couldn't keep her on
Yeah.
anymore.
And, all the things that I have friends. Do you pay for any of your kids' bills at 21? Besides taking them out to dinner and things like that. Do you pay?
Yes.
Really? Car insurance, gas, and
All the kids?
No.
Okay, so you have some kids that are self-sufficient.
No.
Okay,
no.
that
So-
seems
So,
contradictory.
so 3 of my kids live together.
In your house?
No. No kids live in my house.
Did you buy the house for them?
No.
They bought their own house.
They rent a house downtown.
They rent a house. Okay.
They've been there for 2 years.
3 of them together.
Yep.
This is hilarious to me.
Hold on. So the oldest, Lexi,
Who's your bonus daughter?
yes. My youngest son, because I have so my family is the boys. The girls bookend it. So the youngest is a girl, the oldest is a girl.
Yep. 2 boys in
And
the
the who's 2 boys in the middle. So the oldest boy technically lives at my house, but he doesn't live at my house. He lives at his girlfriend's house.
Sure.
The other 3 live together down Leonard, downtown
Sure.
ish.
2 girls, 1 boy.
Yeah, and he's their protector.
Yep.
Lexi's the mom, and Avery's the brat little sister.
Okay.
Sounds right.
It's exactly right. So my wife is a coddler. She pays.
Your wife and mine are the same.
So car insurance, the oldest boy pays his. Both boys pay theirs. The girls do not. We pay for 3 of their cell phones.
This is the.
I
I grew up so different.
mine's gonna be 31. I pay the car insurance. My wife pays the cell phone because cell phone comes out of
My
business.
kids have nicer cars than I do,
Mhm.
and I have a nice vehicle.
Yeah.
Lex-
but
Lexi-
they pay their own car though, right?
They pay for their cars, but
Okay. Not the insurance.
2 of them don't.
My daughter bought 2 cars before I ever bought one. So I just got hand-me-downs from my mom. She's like, I'm done with this one, have it. I'm like,
So
okay.
funny. I mean, I say this. I still have 6 years still have to worry about it, but like, in school as long as she's doing. But like once she graduates high school, I will be done paying for her car insurance. She has to go. There might be a little 6 months, like, hey, until you get your job and your feet and all that. But no, I won't. I won't be paying that.
My son that works with me, that essentially makes more money than I do because he works more.
It's more hours, lazy ass.
Yeah.
We pay for his phone.
It's insane. That's
My oldest 2 weeks ago calls us. Her phone, she had an iPhone 12 and it was cracked and whatever.
yeah.
I needed a phone.
Great, go buy it.
We show up. We have to go there with her because it's
Sure.
my account, so I have to be there. So
Sure.
I have to be there to sign everything. We show up. Of course, she shows up late because that's what they do.
Uh-huh.
I'm on their time. Because when you do that on your plan, like you can pay it outright or you can do it.
Yeah, the payment plan.
So we do the payment plan because we got like five phones on our
Yep.
thing, and it's like $20 some a month or something like that.
Yep.
I said, so how you paying that? And she just raised her eyebrows, and I'm like, Venmo your mom. Okay, I'll do that. No, you're
Never.
not.
I haven't seen one yet.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna make Nick lose his fucking mind right now. I don't know if your son's still on the live, but I'm gonna call him out.
Drew?
So, Steve's oldest son,
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still doing this, but for a while, there would be uncashed paychecks
Yeah, we
on the
talked-
table.
Still does it.
We talked about that in the last episode.
I didn't know if you remembered that,
Yeah.
but yes.
Still does it.
Really?
Hey, do I have a paycheck there? Yep. His
Because
girlfriend,
he lives at his girlfriend's house.
his girlfriend is an IT person for Arbor Credit Union.
Sure. He can't get direct
He
deposit.
didn't talk. He doesn't want. That's how he saves money. He just lets them stack up, and then I'm like, dude, after 30 days, they're gonna have to reissue a check.
Yeah.
Or 90 days, whatever it is. I'm like, you're not saving money.
No.
You're wasting time.
And you're missing interest.
Well, in where you bank at Huntington, and your checks are available on Wednesday,
Mhm.
not Friday.
Yeah, that's
But I'm just like,
he's
I've given up. I mean, we've had this discussion.
We have many
Zillion
times.
I just give. I'm like, you do what you need to do.
right. I say if you're broke, don't come to me.
You're 20. He's 26 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can't
you're a grown ass man.
Yep.
But why would you risk? So when he hurt his knee and he was getting workman's comp, they called him one time and said, "There's 2 checks that haven't been cashed because he lost them."
Oh gee.
And our workman's comp, because of what we do,
Mhm.
it's 85% of your pay.
Oh wow.
That's a lot of
Good
money.
money, yeah.
And I'm like,
85% of your 40-hour pay?
no, your average hourly.
Okay, so yours would be lower than his.
Mine would be.
Yeah, that's
Well, mine has to stop at what our pay is at 40 hours, but
okay.
his is up here because he works a lot more hours.
Yeah,
than I.
sure.
And it's like, dude, you go into your company app, you type in your routing number and your account number, and it just sends it to your account. It's not you know what I mean? What?
It takes 10 seconds.
You get your paycheck every Tuesday.
Yeah.
You could have it every Friday.
Right.
He won't do the online banking thing because well, there's another thing. I banked at Chase for a long time, and I just switched. I'm going to Huntington
Okay.
because there's no Chases anywhere around me. There's Huntingtons everywhere. And it's kind of cool. Like I've learned a lot because Chase's app sucks to me. Huntington's app is badass. Like my wife, we keep our money separate because I got burned in a divorce once.
Sure.
Um,
You should talk to a therapist about that with your trust issues.
that's a whole nother show.
Nick and I may see the same therapist.
She or I write a check every Friday to her
Sure.
for X amount of dollars. Now I can just transfer it from my account to her account.
Sure.
Well, we have a joint account. I'll transfer it from my account to her joint account every Friday.
She'll take it and put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yep. My wife is on my account for when I die.
She's my beneficiary, but
Yeah, but so she's not on certain accounts, but she has access, if that makes sense, right? So
mine doesn't. I don't have access to hers. She doesn't have access to mine. Visibility of either one, neither. Nope.
so she doesn't have access in that, but she's on an account, so that way it all can just get transferred and
That way it doesn't have to go through probate.
I don't want to have to say right. So she just goes, "Hey, these happen to be drained. It's all in one account. Great. Now I take my husband's death money." But
So
that's the only reason it's set up that way, right?
when Caitlin, decided she was moving out because she had that breakup and I was an asshole because somehow it was my fault.
No, you were an asshole because you're an asshole.
Right. Well, she went and opened up accounts and stuff, and that's fine.
Yep.
She wanted her own accounts, that way she didn't have to deal with me as much. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. I said, who else did you put on your account? And she goes, nobody. I said, you need to put either me or mom on it. I don't give a fuck who it is. Put your mom. I don't care.
Right.
But somebody needs to be on it. That way, if something happens and you can't access it, somebody else can access it for you.
Right.
And she wouldn't put me on all of her accounts. Now, like her big investment account that she has, it's my account.
Right.
It's her money because I invested it in my name.
Right.
She's on it as, a dual owner.
Yep.
And when I drop dead, she just gets it all.
So, all right, you gave your 2 weeks.
Do they believe you yet?
My bosses do, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think when I brought all those uniforms in,
That kind of made sense.
yeah. But it's funny because there's 3 guys that I work with that actually believe I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over.
There's no benefit for you to say, oops, just kidding.
No.
So you brought up hey, your start time is somewhere between 7 and 8. Is that you get to punch in any time between those hours?
He said be here between 7 and 8.
That's when you know that.
You'll be there at 7.
Well, you say you will be, right? But like, hey, I'm going to be there at 6:55, or for me it's 6:45, right?
I'm going to go to the gym in the morning before
Yeah.
I go to work, and then I'm going to go to work.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, because I'm trying to get her too, because the best time to work out is in the morning.
It is.
And she's like, she's not a morning person.
Mhm.
I mean, I get up. My first alarm goes off usually about 2:20.
No, we would not be sleeping together.
Well, it's really quiet. She don't wake up.
Okay. I'm a very light sleeper. There's no 2 alarms. You set 1, you click it right when it goes off, and you get out.
My first one goes off at about 2:20. Then it goes off at 2:30. Then 3. And then I get up between 3 and 4 usually, and I get up. I have my routine.
Yep.
And I leave.
Steve knows, unless it's important, don't call me before 8. Not because I'm sleeping,
Right.
but because Dawn is.
Yeah.
And I'll answer and I'll go, hang on. And he's like, she's still sleeping. Yeah, she's still, I have to go to the other room.
Yeah. Oh.
But I mean, coming from the golf course, I mean, every job I've ever had, I
It's
get up
all
early. as shit.
early. Yeah.
I mean, when I was at the golf course, I was there in the summertime, in the middle of summer in July, August, when it's hot.
Yeah.
I was there at midnight, 1 o'clock, making sure my irrigation system was running.
Yeah. It's like time you have to.
And when I was selling fertilizer, I'd get up at 4 a.m. because golf course superintendents get there early as shit.
Mhm.
Oh, so it's the best time to catch them.
Yeah, because they're not out. Well, their crew's out doing stuff, and they're not delegating stuff to people. They're just usually having coffee.
Right.
So,
Well, let's say anything else you want to tell us about your journey and things like that.
yeah, like I said, it being an old fart
Mhm.
and not just changing jobs, but changing careers, like totally going a different direction.
Yep.
I mean, it was difficult to make the decision. And that's the thing. I mean, like, I think I'm making the right decision. It feels like the right decision, and because of the other opportunities that I've had that I couldn't do because of different situations. In this one, it just lined up so smoothly, I guess.
Yeah.
And
It seems too easy.
it almost does. Like, you're taught your whole life that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Mhm.
And
There's going to be negatives.
I'm not saying that this is the greatest place to ever work, but just compared to where I am right now,
Sure.
the positive, like when I went and signed my job offer letter, and I was in the department with all like, because they all wanted to come in and talk, whatever. First thing I did when I walked in there is I brought in a bunch of smoked salmon, and they just went nuts. And they're like, you can bring this in anytime you want. And it started in my wife's up front in her office, and she's like, you guys are loud as shit. And I'm like, we're laughing and joking around. It was just such a different feeling. Can that change? Absolutely. I'm not dumb.
Right.
But I think me being in a more relaxed situation and having bosses that actually take care of situations, which these guys seem to really, I mean, they bring all their bills to my wife. My wife handles all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like all their training stuff. That's what she does. And my boss is kind of my first impression of him, like in an actual professional, he's a shyster.
Yeah.
Like funny as shit. I mean, he lives in the town that I live in, and he's crazy.
Yeah.
But they all like him.
Mm-hmm.
To have, and like when I first started at the job I'm at right now, I loved my job. It was a great place to work. And I've always, this is going to sound kind of crazy. Any job that I've ever had, I always, before my interview, at some point, I drive through the parking lot.
Yeah. See what kind of cars they have.
1,000%.
Yeah. What are they paying me?
Exactly.
Yep.
And if I pull into a place and it's a bunch of shitty cars, I ain't working here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I took a job because I needed one. I just bought a house, lost my job, and then I drove through the parking lot, and it was like, there's the one on the side that was a very nice car.
That's the boss.
Right. And everything else was just shit.
Then there's a Duster and an Escort and a...
Oh, it was a Dodge Neon. It was, 12-year-old on, and it was like, you're looking at this, and I was like, fuck you, they're not paying shit, right? Like you can just tell. And the one new-ish car, you're like, all right, that's the guy that's been here for a very long time, right?
You know
And
this
so
is coming for you right now, right?
what's that?
What's your car?
Oh, mine.
I pulled in here and I'm like, the hell does he get in and out of that thing?
I have a 2010 Scion XB.
What was your car before that?
2010 Scion XB.
You bought the same car.
The one was number 611. The one was 711. The other one, this one's 1171.
You bought a new truck several years back.
Yeah, new to me.
New to you.
Yeah.
How old was that vehicle?
Oh, that's an 04.
And you bought it in the teens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, what year is it? 20. I've probably owned it for like 8 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but yeah, no. I mean, I am not a representation.
You are definitely not.
Of the money that they're paying, right? Like I fully admit that, and I know that. But like you always say, hey, you're the exception or whatever. And so like I look at it and say, not everybody's me. So they are paying like
Correct.
shit, right?
Yeah, but you pull into a parking lot and there's 30 cars there.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be one of him,
Right. And
everybody else is gonna have.
A decent enough looking
I started, and so it was funny when I was younger, I started looking. It's not the car. I look at your tires.
Yeah.
I see how new they are, if they're bald, if they right. So like again, you could have a Dodge Neon that you're absolutely in love with, but I'm gonna look and see, are your tires in good condition that you're actually taking care of this? No, right? Like you can tell from the quality of vehicle what type of money people are paying, right? And so yeah, and then I go to Gentex and much more quality, and I was like, and sure, they started me out actually 50 cents less an hour than what I was making, but they guaranteed me $1 within 90 days. And so I'd be making, and I was like, cool, I'll take a 50-cent pay cut for 90 days. And then how mine did 90 days, I made $1. 91 days, I actually got a $3.20 raise because I was warehousing. And then my stuff just jumped and hurdled, and they gave 10% raises and stuff like that because we were getting 30% bonuses, and they're like, all right, we can afford to give you some. And so that I literally fell into like the perfect time to be that employee. And then so I took a huge pay cut because they tried, but it's exactly what you do. You drive through a company and you say, hey, are they paying a decent living wage, right? I can't, because whatever you live in, whatever, it's not, people don't spend money on houses, right? Like if everybody, instead of buying a car, went and bought the house that they could, they should afford, we'd all be driving junkers because it's a thing to get you from A to B, right? And
they depreciate so fast.
so much.
The minute you start it and pull it out of the parking lot, it drops.
I have never bought a new car, and I won't because it's just going to lose too much value.
There's a chance I would. It would
For
just,
the right incentives.
right, like you're 0%, and it come like because Toyota Scion and all that. I thought about buying a brand new Scion because the Toyota in Grand Rapids was free lifetime oil changes, and then their warranty was unlimited as long as you bought it brand new.
Right.
Versus the 10-year, 50,000 more. Right. And so this one was everything was covered, and I was like, okay, now you've kind of made this worth to where I would. But then they stopped making the Scion, so I was like, well, I'm not buying. But if they brought that back to where it was like I knew everything was covered, I knew all this. Yeah, I'd pay the little extra. I'm okay with that.
So, the question you asked me a couple times about how they reacted, I just thought of this. The funny thing is one of the guys said, "You're leaving a global corporation to go to a small company." I said, "The company that I'm going to owns 2 companies, and they're huge.
Right.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or they have 7, I think 7 branches in the west side of the state.
Sure.
And they're opening another one this summer in Coopersville, so that'll be 8, I think. The east side of the state is ridiculous, with all around Detroit, Saginaw. Like, I mean, you know what they do. I mean, that's their business.
Yep.
And the other company they own is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's an ignorant thing to say to somebody.
Well, even if
They're looking at it on scale because
They
the
look at what
company
they
you
think
work
secure.
for owns so many things.
They own everything.
Yeah.
Like like you don't even understand. Like I've worked there for 23 years, and I still find out things that they own that I'm like, what the?
One of the papers I wrote in college was actually on the company you're leaving.
Yeah.
Because we had to find companies to invest in. And because of everything they touch, that's a recession-proof business.
So when they buy a company that has one product that they want,
Yeah.
they literally bought a company that owned a label that they wanted to compete against their biggest competitor. That's ridiculous.
Mhm.
And it is. And all the other businesses they own that, I mean, the company I work for is huge,
Yeah.
but the company I'm going to isn't huge, but it's big. It's not small.
I mean, it's still huge. It's, the one you work for is currently gigantic, right? Versus huge. I mean,
Yeah.
and even if you were going to a mom and pops, right? If it was, I have a guy who is on my coaching staff that went and worked for, man, a trucking company.
Okay.
And, he's like, hey, I coach. And he said this all through the thing. They're like, yep. And then all of a sudden it became a problem. So we're at regionals or something. And he's like, oh, I'm supposed to work today. And I haven't answered my phone and this and that. And he goes, well, I don't have a job anymore. And because that, hey, look, I was very upfront with what I have. Right. So, but now he works for a company where it's, I mean, literally, I think there's 4 employees. He's making more money. He has better benefits. And so, hey, oh, you're leaving a global whatever. Who gives a shit how big they are? They're not paying me global money. They're paying me employee money, right?
They spend more in sponsorship than they spend. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
advertisement and the thing that like my whole inner turmoil that I have is it's not about the company that I'm leaving and the company I'm going to. It's I'm comfortable where I'm at and I know what I do every day. To I'm not 100% sure what they expect of me, and that's things that you don't think of. I mean, as a young guy, you just dive into
feel like you can do anything. Yeah.
I sit and like I overanalyze this shit every day, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so what if I can't do that? And like my wife keeps looking at me, she's like, you don't understand.
Right.
I watched the guy who you're replacing for 5 years.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine, and my brain doesn't work that way because everything
It's
that I
the
do,
unknown.
everything that I do is a reflection on me as a worker, right?
Yep.
And I don't want to do something not wrong, but like it's got to be done right.
Right.
And
your problem that you're gonna have is you're gonna go mow the lawn and you're gonna try to take care of that lawn. You're gonna spend way too much
they've
time.
already told me they're like, we don't have irrigation, just cut the grass.
Right. And you're gonna be like, I can't do this. That's not who I am as a person. And they're gonna be like, look, we need you to do something else. And you know what? I'm just gonna take this for a little bit longer. I got this.
Well, they literally told me all we expect in the summertime is that if we look out and you're just laying on the ground sleeping, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Just be productive.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing the parts part,
Yeah.
they just want me to do something that's gonna like clean stuff up if I have to.
Organize.
Yeah.
Get things on track. Right.
And it's not like I don't know. It's like I said, it sounds too good to be true. I get that, but
Yep.
You and I have similar work ethics and views on things. What?
No, sorry. I thought I had seen a thing and I exited out of it. So,
And you know, I always take it back to coaching with me because that's the thing I had passion for. Steve, am I a good coach?
Hmm?
Do you know when I figured out I was a good coach? It was after I got fired when we won districts the first time.
yeah.
That's when I figured out I was a good coach because I always knew I could teach the easy shit. Can I make a difference with a good team? And they taught me that. They taught me that I can go in there and have a good team and make a difference and push them farther than they thought they could go. It was the first time I ever actually felt like I was really good at the shit I did.
I found out I found out people thought I was a good coach. And to me it's the appreciation after they're gone, I guess. Like getting invited to their weddings or
Yeah.
like stupid little letters they give you like when you're done coaching them, like I'm proud to call you coach. And I mean my last 2 teams that I coached were Lexi's team and Avery's team. And I knew the last tournament with both of them, because I'm not an emotional person. When I cry, I mean, that was rough.
Yeah.
Avery's was the toughest because I knew I was done.
Yeah.
In that last game when I literally looked down the because it was at whistle stop. I looked in the bleachers and all the way down the fence line that our dugout was on. It was just all faces of people that I have coached in the past. And not just Lexi, like kids that I coached in Little League.
Yeah.
It was really cool because they were in the stands, the parents were, and they were all lined on the thing. And
That's a huge one.
two referees, two umpires, Cy
Mhm.
and what's his name, yellow glasses. You know what I'm talking about. Ted.
Oh yeah.
They both umped my last game, and they both asked to ump my last game.
Yeah.
And we got our asses kicked. But when I walked down past the temporary fence and the regular fence at Whistle Stop, and all those people came down, and pride is a big thing with me. It's a big word. We use it all the time. And I put my hand up in our little huddle after I got done talking to them, and all those kids that played for me put their hand in, and they it was cool.
Yeah.
And walking away from there, like all the parents that hugged me or shook my hand, I mean, that was such a huge thing for me. You know what I mean? Like, I've always taken pride in everything I've done, and I want to do the same thing where I'm going. It's just they just make like everybody just makes it sound like you're putting too much into this. It's not that tough of a job, but
Yeah.
my brain doesn't work that way. My brain, I'm going into this. Hey, this is my job.
Yeah.
I
Well, and that's
I want you. I don't want you to, but I want me to be gone an actual impact, right? Like, and I don't need a huge celebration. I don't need something, but I want my shoes to be really hard to fill, right? Say, as you said, like you had people from past that, having, I always joke with all the moms. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss this. I'm gonna come back and watch." And I always tell them, "No,
No,
you'll
never.
you'll never come back." Some of them have called my bluff, right? I mean, it's because their kid will come home from college and they're like, "Hey," they'll bring the kid up and I still see a lot of my kids. One thing I do different than most coaches, is if you want to continue to practice, you're welcome to come after your schooling. Don't be a nuisance. Don't be whatever, right? Like, and the kids that do come back, they'll bowl with them, and it's just you're one of my kids. If I tell you to do 10 pins, you're doing 10 pins. Like, and so
Yeah, but
I
them
continue.
doing that as a mentorship for your younger kids
It's
to say,
100%.
look, hey, they come back, they're doing this. And sometimes those kids that used to bowl for you,
Yeah.
they'll help the little kids.
Oh gosh, yes.
I used to have former players show up to my practices and they would just, hey, jump in you're here, jump in. But I want you to talk to these kids.
Yeah.
the year Nick coached with me, we had 4 former players on staff
Yeah.
because they wanted to come and help because of me.
Bonus. You look at the crow hop, right? I mean, you and I can't crow hop.
Yeah, I can't really demonstrate that because I don't move like that.
Say, don't say, boom, hey, you got good. Now they can see a visualization because that's something we can't physically teach.
Right.
Say Marv might have been the only one that might have, but he might have thrown a hip out.
He definitely would have.
But
Yeah, I mean, I remember being there for your last game because Dawn and I both came out. We didn't have to luckily be at work yet, so we came out, watched your last game, and it was impressive because you don't get a lot of that. Like when I was leaving, I knew I was leaving, and Chris was pretty sure I was leaving, and Karen was pretty sure I was leaving, but I didn't really go and tell everybody, hey, this is it. Like I would throw hints on Facebook every now and then, and I'd put one last ride, and people would be like, yeah, you'll be back. Because they just didn't believe me. And I rode off into the sunset with no fucking fanfare, and that's kind of the way I wanted it. I mean, when you look at how I left Godwin, getting fired because I said, what are they going to do? Fire me? Fuck them.
Yeah.
They called my bluff. They did. They're hiring for a coach again. I don't know if they hired one or not, but when I saw the job description, I sent it to you because literally their job description is they want to hire me.
yeah.
They want everything that I did for them in that job. Well, you're never going to get that. Nobody wants to fucking coach there.
No.
You have that coach.
I mean, that's how me leaving where I'm at right now. Everybody, I've had 5 guys. Hey, I want to give you. Nope. I just want to slip away.
Yep.
I literally just want to slip away and go do my thing. And because I don't hang out with them anymore. And we don't have the relationship we used to have. And the only thing I regret is telling them that I was quitting, because I learned that if I would have reworded that and said I was retiring, they would have paid me my vacation, which is bullshit. But
They won't pay you your vacation?
not the extra weeks I'm leaving there, no. Because it's accrued through the year. And that's what I was talking about. I started that place, I didn't have a paid day off for the first year.
Right.
And now in the new contract, or the newer contracts, because these kids, these guys get vacation time after they get a week's vacation,
Yeah.
2 personal days after 90 days. So now they tell you that it's earned. But I think I earned everything that I had, because I had to go a year without anything. So no, but
Giving how many? Do you have a bunch banked up?
you don't bank them. You have to use them every year, otherwise.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He hasn't technically accrued them yet because he hasn't worked long enough to accrue them.
Sure.
I used every personal day, vacation day, and vacation that I could
There you go.
as of now. Because otherwise, they'll send you a letter and they're coming after you. And I'm like, I want to test that, because that letter, you're going to take me to court, sue me, do whatever you're going to do, or garnish my wages and spend the money to get 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of vacation back. You're
Right.
really going to do that?
Yeah, they would, and
Okay.
that's the problem. I mean,
they waste money on so many stupid things.
you know, it's an open and shut case at that point, right? Hey, it's in the contract. The judge is going to go, okay, and hey, you owe them money, and then they'll just garnish, and you go, okay, let's say, but
So I'm using everything that I'm allotted for right now. So,
yeah,
but
there you go.
I mean, it's exciting, scary. I mean, anybody that's thinking about doing it, just be sure not that I know that I'm making the right move, but I mean, weigh all your options. And
You feel pretty confident.
I really do.
As you said, I mean, you cried wolf multiple times, and it gets to a point where people don't believe it. But if you are tired of your job, start looking, because the best time to look for a job is when you have a job. The worst time to look for a job is when you're desperate, right? Because you'll just take anything. But given the option to be able to choose something, hey, now I can go on interviews. If I don't like what I'm seeing, but like what I have, you don't have to take the job,
Right.
And people go, oh, I don't have time to take off to go do these interviews. But it's like, all right, how bad do you want it, right? I mean, and how bad does the company want you? Hey, can we schedule an interview for later, right? I currently have a job. I don't want them to know I'm looking. Oh, if you're scared of that, okay. If they don't give you the answers that you want, you don't have to take the job.
Well, that's what some people don't understand. Like the guy you talked to.
Yeah.
The most important thing for you is, what's my time off look like? What does the benefit package look like? What's the pay? Well, you shouldn't ask those questions. No, that's all I give a shit about.
That's the job I walked into, right? It was, all right, hey, this is our property manager. This is this. And I looked and I go, all right, here's my demands. I want to be able to wear flip-flops and unlimited days off. All right, but we can't pay you for them. Okay. Right? And that's literally, I was like, you can give me those things, we have a deal. Okay. And so
And you did take time off,
every once in a
but it
while.
wasn't egregious.
No. I mean, right? It was random little things.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm taking a 4-day trip here, and 2 of it's on the weekend.
and he thought about, he's like, hey, pick a Tigers game. I'll send you to it. And I'm looking at my schedule like, hey, I just don't have a day that I can get off. I wasn't was I coaching then? I don't know, but like just random stuff. And it's like, yeah, I appreciate the offer. I can't, right? And so the offer's there, but like I didn't mind working for the company. My wife hated it because they
Called you at all hours.
right. I was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but I knew that going into the job, right? And that's how we
Yeah, and you knew what it was going to be.
that's how we ended up in a salary.
Well,
Right?
I just went to my wife today and I said, so what are your holidays?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we get MLK Day off, we get President's Day, we get Black Friday.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't even ask that question because I don't care about that really.
Right.
They get New Year's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Thanksgiving. They get Black Friday. They get Christmas Eve. We work Christmas Eve because people want my
Stuff,
product. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't ask those questions because
Right.
I'm going to have the same days off she's going to, so that's good, right?
Right.
We used to get Christmas Eve, and then they did away with that.
Ours was a half day. No, it's not. Our boss has got a half day.
Right.
Right.
We didn't.
The people that were actually
Yes.
doing the work.
The salaried people. So
The people that earn them their bonuses.
Yeah. You're doing your job.
Yes. So
all right. Say Red Bull. I really enjoyed it. It was good. Thanks for making a 0 and no potassium in there.
it's the worst energy drink you can drink. You know that?
Not for me.
Because it makes your blood tacky.
I'm okay with
It's
that.
horrible for
I
you.
need some tacky blood. David,
I enjoyed my Mountain Dew Zero. Mountain Dew's my favorite bottle. And water.
I didn't even taste my beer, so
say. But as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you guys listening. If you have any guests or guest ideas, please let us know. Episodes that you'd like to learn about. I know coming up, we want to talk about fun hacks. I'd like to have Peter and Carlos on. David doesn't remember any of the conversation.
I was having fun.
is that the one who was swearing the whole time?
No, different. So
Last night, Peter and Carlos were at Dawn's party, and by the time Nick got there, I was really happy.
And say we'd like to have Carlos on for being a cruise planner, or not a cruise planner, a vacation
Travel planner, yeah.
right? And say just some fun other hacks that we're hoping to get out to you guys.
All right. Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll be back next week with something. I don't know what yet. But until then, have a good one.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and brews.